These new builds are must-haves. We just got some major updates to our abilities, making some builds 10 times stronger. So in this video, I'll go over 4 extremely powerful builds that you need to be using right now. I'm Marshix and I make Destiny 2 guides for solo players. If you enjoy, all I ever ask for is just a like on the video. A build I'm very happy to see in the spotlight again is Prismatic Getaway Artist. This exotic allows you to consume your arc grenade to spawn an arc soul on your shoulder that shoots at enemies. And this just received a massive update, so it's way stronger than ever before. This arc soul is now considered a grenade, so the higher you get your grenade stat, the more damage your arc soul will deal. That's up to a 65% damage buff at 200 grenade stat. That's just insane. On top of that, it's also affected by Facet of Dominance to make it jolt everything it touches. And with firepower on your gauntlets, it will also create tons of orbs of power too. This is proof that they don't have playtesters. As you can see, this destroys all the small enemies while you just stand there and do nothing. And believe it or not, it gets better. Prismatic Warlock has access to Feed the Void to gain Devour each time your Arc Soul gets a kill, constantly healing you and ensuring you have 100% uptime on your Arc Soul. And you can pair that with Bleak Watcher, which has a unique interaction with Getaway Artist. This is supposed to turn your grenades into stasis turrets, but if you consume your grenade with Getaway, it will give you both the stasis turret and your Arc Soul, 2 buddies for 1 grenade charge. The stasis turret will freeze everything around you, while the Arc Soul deals damage and shatters them. With just 1 grenade, you can quickly lock down an area, and they'll do a better job than most blueberries. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but Warlocks now inherently deal more grenade damage, and your Warlock's grenades recharge slightly faster, making all of our turrets even stronger. I don't know who approved this, but I love it. Also, if you don't think you need the stasis turret, you can swap it out for Hellion. Even though this spawns from your class ability, it will also count as a grenade now, so it will inherit all the grenade buffs too. Between this and your Arc Soul, you'll be dealing a ton of damage passively as you jolt and ignite everything. Now for the fragments, we have Facet of Dominance to jolt things like I mentioned before, as well as Facet of Balance to get our grenades back faster, Facet of Ruin to make our ignitions or shatter effects bigger, and Facet of Protection to take less damage. For the stats, go for 160 grenade stat alongside 2 grenade fonts to bring that up to 200 for the highest damage buff for Arc Souls. And all the set bonuses in this game are very underwhelming, so until Bungie makes them more noticeable, I will not be focusing on them. Now just consume your grenade to summon a mini fire team that freezes and jolts everything around you. Then you'll most likely get your grenade back without even trying, so just refresh their timers as you see fit. This build is extremely powerful, super fun, and probably going to get nerfed in the future, so take advantage of it while you can. This build is also similar to another character. He draws aggro away from his teammates, he heals everyone around him, and he decreases enemy attacks. That's right, Ultimate Death Knight from Raid Shadow Legends, which you can get right now thanks to today's sponsor. He is one of the best sustainers in the game, and the champion I use the most. He takes all the hits for your team, he heals allies and gives them shields, and debuffs your opponents. He basically makes your entire team invincible, and I love it. And you can get him for free right now by using promo code UDKING, but only if you're a new player. And it gets better because Raid is partnering with Paramount to bring the most radical crossover ever. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are in Raid, including Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, April, and Shredder, all as legendary champions. I used to watch Ninja Turtles all the time growing up, so I love that I get to add them to the team. And from now until November 13th, you can get your hands on them too. Starting with my favorite, Michelangelo. All you have to do is log in for 7 days to unlock him. He spreads debuffs, taunts enemies with trash talk, and dodges attacks. Plus, you can fuse Donatello, summon Leonardo, Raphael, April, and Shredder through limited time events, and challenge Shredder in the event dungeon to earn the exclusive Chronophage gear set. If you haven't started Raid yet, what are you waiting for? Click my link in the description or scan this QR code to get amazing bonuses available only through my link. You'll immediately get a huge starter pack with the epic champion Chonoru, and another starter pack at level 15, which gives you another epic champion called Uugo. On top of that, new players can pick 1 out of 6 promo codes to get a free legendary champion, including Green Warden Ruark, Alice the Wanderer, Tahanarok, Sun Wukong, Tholan Foulbeard, and Ultimate Death Knight. But let's be honest, you're picking Ultimate Death Knight. Once you're in game, you can find me under the name Marshix Prime and join the Meerkat crew. Thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. Titans recently got a big nerf because Outbreak Perfected and Vero Dyad had their super energy reduced. Before, you could Thunder Crash a boss, then just by shooting your primary, you could get it back within a few seconds. Now it takes much longer, but there is a build that gets around that. First of all, we need Peacekeepers. This exotic will increase the damage of SMGs as you deal sustained damage with them. This will go up to double damage after 20 shots, so when paired with certain SMGs with huge magazines, this can get crazy. So the SMGs we're using are either Antidate or No Survivors. These both can get rewind rounds to automatically reload it multiple times, basically doubling the magazine size, allowing them to shoot most of their magazines with the maximum damage buff. And the other perk we're pairing with this is Target Lock. Just like Peacekeepers, this will increase your damage just by staying locked in on one target, up to a 40% damage buff that you get passively on top of Peacekeepers. So large targets will get melted, and against bosses, this will generate a lot of super energy, allowing us to use our Thunder Crashes every 20 seconds or so. And that's not an exaggeration, as you can see by this clip. Not quite as fast as Outbreak, but pretty close, and it's a legendary, which means we'll have our exotic slot open for Finality's Augur. I wasn't a huge fan of this weapon before this week, but I was peer pressured into using it during the epic raid, and I fell in love with it. This is similar to Anarchy, where you shoot it once, and it'll do damage in the background while you swap to your SMG. This shoots a darkness turret that will shoot at enemies, or you can highlight a target to make it really angry and focus on that one target. So you just throw this up in the air, paint your target, then dump your SMG into their face and spam supers as you get them. But it gets better. We're already on an Arc Titan, so we can throw on Storm's Keep to electrify our barricades to deal more damage with Bolt Charge, and we can run Knockout to heal ourselves after melee kills and make us amplified. So it's really easy to stay alive in close range combat. Then for the fragments, I'm running Spark of Frequency to trigger Bolt Charge more often, Spark of Focus to get barricades back faster, Spark of Resistance to take less damage, and Spark of Shock to clear trash mobs with only one grenade. From here, you want to focus on getting at least 100 super for the fastest regen, around 50 to 70 class ability to get your barricades back fast. Then you can either go for 200 weapons for another 15% SMG damage against bosses, or ignore weapons entirely and go for 200 super for another 45% more damage with your Thunder Crash. Completely up to you, but I went with 100 super with 2 font mods to give me 140 super, then I just put everything else into weapons. My build isn't perfect, but I think it's a good balance. But feel free to play around with it and see what works best for you. Now just throw in a couple weapon surges matching your SMG and start melting everything with your primary weapon. Then for boss fights, start by placing a barricade, throw out your turret, highlight the boss, Thunder Crash, then dump your SMG into their face until you get another Thunder Crash and repeat the cycle. This is a very powerful build that outputs a lot of damage, and it's very ammo efficient too, since most of your damage comes from your primary weapon and super. Definitely try it out. This build gives us constant handheld supernovas that weaken everything and make them explode. Void Warlock just got multiple insanely powerful buffs, most notably Chaos Accelerant, which now gives 2 grenade charges, and all of the grenades that were previously unaffected by this now turn into handheld supernova, which also got a buff a while back, giving it more projectiles, therefore more damage. Another thing that got stronger is Controverse Hold. This will return grenade energy by dealing damage with an overcharged grenade, and all of our overcharged grenades will now weaken anything they hit. This includes handheld supernova, so you can throw this into a group of enemies, and anything left standing will become weakened, allowing you to charge up another one to finish them off. Also, as you'll see in a lot of the gameplay, handheld supernova goes very wide, so to deal the most damage to majors and champions, you'll want to be right in their face, so all the projectiles will actually hit. Yes, it's a little risky playing that close up, but survivability is not a problem because we have Feed the Void. This will give us Devour with every ability kill, so we'll constantly have this going. Devour will not only heal us after every kill, but it'll also give us grenade energy after every kill. So as you can see here, Controverse Hold will give us a big chunk of energy back instantly. Then if you get just a few kills, you'll get the rest back. And since we now have 2 charges, we can basically chain these attacks back to back very consistently to nuke everything you get close to, and you'll instantly heal each time you do so. And if you find yourself still struggling with grenade energy, throw in a solar weapon with Demolitionist. This will give you even more grenades from kills, and I mentioned solar because we have Fever and Chill in the artifact to make us radiant with solar weapons, and we want to be radiant for Shield Crush. While radiant, our grenades will deal even more damage, so you'll be able to destroy everything, even in ultimate difficulty. Then for the fragments, we'll definitely want Echo of Expulsion to make our grenade kills explode, Echo of Persistence to keep Devour longer, and the other 2 are mostly personal preference. We no longer need Undermining since Controverse does that on its own, and instability will buff your void weapons if you decide to run void weapons. But I ultimately decided on Echo of Harvest to create orbs of power and void breaches with grenade kills, and Echo of Starvation for another source of devour each time you pick up another orb of power or void breach. It is redundant, but a little redundancy is good. And to make it even better, we can invest heavily into our grenade stat to make our grenades deal up to 65% more damage on top of all our other stuff. And we don't need to sacrifice a lot to achieve that, because there's two ways to get 200 grenade very easily. First, you can run 160 grenade with 2 grenade fonts to bring you up to 200. Or, if you have a weapon with enhanced blast distributor, you can run that to give you another 65 grenade stat as you deal damage with it, which allows you to run only 135 on your armor, and then this will bring you up to 200. Both are very easy to achieve even with low tier gear, and both leave room to invest into super and weapons. This has always been one of my favorite builds, but with all the recent buffs, this is actually really strong. Just throw your nearly infinite grenades to blow everything up and never die. And if you ever do run out of grenades, just get a couple kills and you'll get it back. Up next is a build so strong that it seems illegal. But first, if you are enjoying this video, be sure to leave a like and let me know your favorite build down below. Combination Blow is a classic build that's existed since day 1 of Destiny 2. But over the past 8 years, this has only gotten stronger and stronger. And as of this week, it got even stronger. Getting powered melee kills will give you stacks of Combination Blow, increasing your melee damage with each stack, healing you for a small amount, and refilling your class ability too, allowing us to create a loop where we dodge to get our melee, and melee to get our dodge for essentially infinite ability spam. Now, recently, this loop has gotten a change that allows Combination Blow to work with your Tempest Strike. This allows us to uppercut to deal more damage than your normal melee, and it now inherits the damage buff from Combination Blow, and it can refresh Combination Blow. So you don't even need to punch things to do the loop. On top of that, the Ascension aspect also got an update a while back, allowing it to gain the benefits from your Gambler's Dodge. So instead of dodging to get your melee back, you can ascend to get your melee back, and also become amplified, jolt everything around you, and gain stacks of bolt charge for occasional lightning strikes. And we can push these abilities even further with Gifted Conviction. This will make both Ascension and Tempest Strike shoot out explosives that apply jolt to more targets, and it gives us a damage resistance each time we apply jolt. So as you can see, we have basically infinite abilities, and each one can wipe out entire waves of enemies. And it's not just the small things, because just like the grenade builds mentioned before, we can invest into a high melee stat to raise our melee damage even higher. First things first, we need at least 70 class ability to ensure we get our full dodge back with each melee kill, then we can focus on our other stats. I recommend 160 melee with 2 melee fonts to bring that up to 200. Then from there, I would focus on getting at least 70 for both your grenade and super. And if you can get those higher, great. Then for weapons, you can realistically run anything, and this build will function just fine. But I like to run an arc special weapon like Indebted Kindness with Volt Shot, Unfall with Jolting Feedback, or Psycho Pomp with Rolling Storm. All of these are strong special weapons that have some arc synergy, but the main reason I want them is because of Spark of Beacons. This will make all of these special weapons create blinding explosions while you're amplified, so you'll be blinding absolutely everything, making it much easier to stay alive. We also have Spark of Feedback to increase our melee damage, Spark of Resistance to take less damage when close to enemies, Spark of Frequency to gain bolt charge faster, and Spark of Ions to make tons of ionic traces. Now you just get melee kills to build up Combination Blow, then absolutely destroy anything you encounter. You'll be creating so much chain lightning, blinding everything with every shot, and nuking champions with your uppercuts. This is by far my favorite hunter build, and it continues to get better and better every season. Now, in order to upgrade these builds, you're going to need at least 15 Ascendant Shards each. But lucky for you, you can get 2 Ascendant Shards every 5 minutes as a solo player by clicking on this video. Thanks for watching, I'm Marshix, and I'll see you next time. And don't forget to download Raid Shadow Legends using my link in the description to get some awesome bonuses in game.